Failure is not something to be feared. It is one of the greatest teachers in life. Every mistake, every setback, and every disappointment carries a lesson that helps us grow. When we fail, we gain experience, we understand our weaknesses, and we learn how to improve. Think about a child learning to walk. They stumble, they fall, but they don't give up. With every fall, they get stronger, more balanced, and more confident until they finally take their first step. This is exactly how failure works. It teaches us resilience, patience, and determination. The most successful people in the world did not reach success without failure. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His failures weren't dead ends. They were lessons that led him to success. So instead of seeing failure as a defeat, we should see it as a teacher guiding us toward improvement. So instead of seeing failure as a defeat, we should see it as a teacher guiding us toward improvement. The key is to learn from it, adjust our approach, and keep moving forward, because every failure is simply a step toward success. When we look at successful people, we often see their achievements, but we rarely see the failures they faced along the way. The truth is, every great person has failed before they succeeded. Take Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine if he had let that failure stop him. Instead, he used it as motivation to train harder and become a legend in the sport. He once said, "I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Even Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds in history, was thought to be a failure in his early years. He didn't speak fluently until he was 4 years old, and his teachers doubted his intelligence. It's a powerful emotion. When we let the fear of failure control us, we hold ourselves back from trying new things, taking risks, and reaching our full potential. Many dreams remain unfulfilled, not because people lack talent or ability, but because they are too afraid to fail. Imagine a person who has a brilliant business idea but never starts because they are afraid of losing money. Or a student who avoids difficult subjects because they fear bad grades. These fears stop them from learning, growing, and achieving success. History has shown us that those who succeed are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to let failure scare them. Think of the Wright brothers, who tried and failed multiple times before inventing the airplane. If they had let fear stop them, the world might not have air travel today. The truth is, failure is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Think of the Wright brothers, who tried and failed multiple times before inventing the airplane. If they had let fear stop them, the world might not have air travel today. The truth is, failure is temporary, but regret lasts forever. When we let fear stop us, we miss opportunities to discover what we are truly capable of. Instead of fearing failure, we should embrace it as part of the journey, because the only real failure is never trying at all. Think about a tree that faces strong wind. If it never experiences storms, its roots remain weak. But when it withstands heavy winds and rain, its roots grow deeper, making it stronger than before. The same applies to us. Challenges and failures force us to adapt, learn, and grow. Take Oprah Winfrey, for example. She was fired from her first television job and told she wasn't fit for TV. But instead of giving up, she kept pushing forward, eventually becoming one of the most successful and influential media. Success is not an overnight achievement. It is the result of many failures, lessons, and perseverance. Behind every great success story, there are countless moments of struggle, rejection, and setbacks. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the foundation on which success is built. Take Walt Disney, for example. He was fired from a newspaper job for lacking creativity, and his first animation company went bankrupt. But instead of giving up, he learned from his failures and built the Disney empire, which continues to inspire millions around the world. Another example is Steve Jobs, who was once fired from his own company, Apple. It was a major failure, but instead of giving up, he used that time to grow, learn, and come back stronger. Eventually, he returned to Apple and led it to become one of the most successful companies in history. These stories prove that every failure is a stepping stone to success. If we never fail, we never learn. If we never learn, we never improve. The key to success is not avoiding failure, but embracing it, learning from it, and using it as motivation to push forward. Because the road to success is paved with failures. Those who keep walking reach their destination. Success feels good, but it doesn't always teach us much. When everything goes smoothly, we don't stop to analyze what worked or how to improve. But failure forces us to reflect, adapt, and grow. Think about a scientist conducting experiments. If an experiment succeeds the first time, they may not fully understand why. But when it fails, they analyze their mistakes, adjust their approach, and improve their methods. Each failure brings them closer to discovery. If he had succeeded on his first attempt, he wouldn't have built the resilience and knowledge that made his business thrive. Failure teaches us perseverance, problem solving, and self-awareness, lessons that success alone cannot provide. Every time we fail, we gain experience that prepares us for bigger opportunities. Instead of fearing failure, we should welcome it as a powerful teacher that helps us grow and achieve even greater success. Look at entrepreneurs, inventors, and leaders. They all face failure because they dared to chase their dreams. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, had multiple failed ideas before his company became a success. If he had never tried, he would have never known what was possible. The real failure in life is not making mistakes, it's refusing to try because of fear. As long as you are trying, you are growing, learning, and getting closer to success. So don't be afraid to fail. Be proud that you are brave enough to try. Mistakes are not signs of weakness or incompetence. They are signs of effort, growth, and learning. If you are making mistakes, it means you are pushing yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone and striving to improve. Think about an artist learning to paint. Their first few paintings may not be perfect, but each mistake helps them refine their technique. A musician hitting the wrong notes is still making progress because every mistake teaches them something new. Famous basketball player Michael Jordan once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." His mistakes were not failures, they were stepping stones to greatness. Too often, people fear mistakes and let them stop them from trying. But in reality, mistakes are proof that you are making an effort. The more you try, the more you learn, and the better you become. So don't fear mistakes. Embrace them as part of the journey to success. Failure does not define you. It is simply an event, not a reflection of your worth or potential. Too often, people take failure personally and start believing they are not good enough. But the truth is, failure is just part of the journey, not a judgment on who you are. Think about some of the greatest minds in history. Albert Einstein was once told he would never succeed in academics. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV job. Did these failures mean they were not talented or capable? No. They simply faced challenges, learned from them, and kept moving forward. Failure happens to everyone, even the best of the best. It does not mean you are a failure. It only means that something did not work this time. The key is to separate your mistakes from your identity. One failed attempt does not define your future. How you respond to it does. So the next time you fail, remind yourself, this is not about who I am. It is just part of my growth. Keep learning, keep going, and never let failure make you doubt your potential. Failure is a humbling experience. It reminds us that no matter how skilled, talented, or prepared we are still human. We will make mistakes and we will face setbacks. But instead of breaking us, failure helps us stay grounded and open to learning. When we succeed all the time, it's easy to become overconfident and think we know everything. But failure reminds us that there is always more to learn, always room to grow. It teaches us patience, self-reflection, and the importance of perseverance. The ones who stay humble and continue to grow are those who have faced failure. They know what it feels like to struggle, which makes them more understanding, more determined, and more willing to listen and improve. Humility is not a weakness, it is a strength. When we accept failure with humility, we gain the wisdom to learn from it and the courage to try again. So let failure remind us that we are always students in life. And the more we learn, the greater we become. Think about the most innovative minds in history: Leonardo da Vinci, Thomas Edison, and Steve Jobs. They didn't create masterpieces or groundbreaking inventions by following the safest path. They experimented, failed, learned, and tried again. If they had been afraid of failure, the world would have never seen their genius. Fear of failure makes us doubt ourselves. It stops us from asking, "What if?" and replaces it with, "What if I fail?" Instead of exploring bold, creative solutions, we stick to what is safe and familiar. But the greatest innovations happen when people are willing to take risks, even if it means failing along the way. The truth is, failure is a natural part of creativity. The most creative ideas often come from trial and error, learning from mistakes, and daring to think differently. Instead of fearing failure, we should see it as a sign that we are exploring new possibilities. So if you want to be truly creative, let go of the fear of failure. We all love to feel safe, secure, and in control. That's why many people stay in their comfort zones, avoiding risks and challenges. But true growth only happens when we step outside of that safe space, and failure is one of the best ways to push us beyond our limits. When we experience failure, we are forced to reevaluate our approach, think differently, and try something new. It challenges us to improve, to develop new skills, and to find creative solutions we might not have considered before. Failure is not a setback. It is an opportunity to break free from limitations. Take athletes, for example. If they only practiced what they were already good at, they would never improve. It is only by pushing their bodies beyond their limits, by struggling, failing, and trying again, that they become champions. Many people avoid challenges because they fear failure. But the greatest success stories come from those who embrace it. When we fail, we learn what we are truly capable of. We discover new strengths, new ideas, and new ways to overcome obstacles. So the next time you face failure, don't see it as an end. See it as a push towards something greater. Let failure move you forward, beyond your comfort zone and into a future full of possibilities. Success is not a straight path. It is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. Anyone who has achieved greatness has faced failures along the way. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how rough the journey gets. Think of a mountain climber. The journey to the top is never easy. There are steep climbs, harsh weather, and moments of exhaustion. But those who push through the struggles, step by step, eventually reach the peak. Success works the same way. You must keep climbing, even when the path is difficult. Even technology giants like Steve Jobs faced. He was fired from Apple, the company he founded, but he didn't let failure define him. Instead, he used it as motivation to come back stronger, eventually transforming Apple into one of the most successful companies in the world. These stories remind us that the road to success is never smooth, but that's what makes success meaningful. Every failure, every struggle, and every challenge builds character, resilience, and wisdom. If success were easy, everyone would achieve it, but the ones who succeed are those who refuse to quit. So when you face difficulties, remember, a rough road doesn't mean you lost. It means you're on the path to something great. Keep going, keep believing, and never give up. Success feels good, but it is even more meaningful when we have experienced failure along the way. Failure teaches us the true value of success by making us work harder, stay determined, and never take victories for granted. Imagine if success came easily. The truth is, success without effort has no real meaning. It is failure that makes success so rewarding. Failure is not a stop sign. It is a lesson, a redirection, or even a test of how badly you want something. The only way failure becomes permanent is if you decide to quit, but as long as you keep trying, adjusting, and learning, you are still in the game. Just because they get knocked down doesn't mean they've lost the fight. The only time they truly lose is when they refuse to get back up. Life works the same way. Every failure is a chance to rise again, stronger and wiser than before. So, whenever you fail, remind yourself this is not the end. It is just a lesson, a stepping stone, and a part of your journey to success. Keep pushing forward, because no failure is final unless you let it be. Failure is not the end. It is an opportunity to grow. Every mistake, every setback, and every rejection carries a lesson. The key to success is not avoiding failure, but learning from it, adapting, and trying again. Imagine a scientist conducting an experiment. The story of Elon Musk. His early rockets at SpaceX exploded. His ideas were criticized and he faced massive financial struggles. But instead of giving up, he learned from his failures, improved his technology, and kept pushing forward. Today, SpaceX is revolutionizing space travel, and his success was built on his ability to learn, adapt, and try again. This mindset applies to everything in life: business, relationships, education, and personal goals. If you fail a test, study differently and try again. If a business idea doesn't work, refine it and try again. If you fall short of a goal, adjust your strategy and go for it again. The only true failure is refusing to learn from your mistakes. Think of failure as a teacher. Every setback gives you valuable experience. When you adapt and keep going, you are no longer starting from zero. You are starting from experience. And with experience comes improvement, resilience, and eventually success. So whenever you face failure, don't see it as a reason to quit. See it as a lesson. Make the necessary changes and try again, because those who keep learning, adapting, and trying again are the ones who ultimately succeed. Failure can shake your confidence. It can make you doubt yourself, question your abilities, and wonder if you are capable of success. But the most important thing you can do after failing is to believe in yourself even more. Great achievers are not people who never fail. They are people who refuse to let failure define them. They trust in their potential, even when things go wrong. Imagine if Thomas Edison had stopped believing in himself after his first few failed attempts at inventing the light bulb. He failed over 1,000 times, yet he never gave up because he knew that failure was just part of the journey. K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, faced rejection after rejection. Publishers told her that her book wouldn't sell. But she believed in her story, and because of that belief, she kept pushing forward until she found success. The truth is, failure only wins if you stop believing in yourself. If you see failure as proof that you are not good enough, you will give up too soon. But if you see it as a challenge, a lesson, and an opportunity to grow, then nothing can stop you. Believing in yourself does not mean ignoring failure. It means understanding that failure does not define your potential. Your dreams, your effort, and your determination are what define you. The road to success is filled with obstacles, but confidence in yourself is what keeps you moving forward. So, when failure knocks you down, stand back up and remind yourself, I am capable. I am strong. I will not give up. Success belongs to those who keep believing, keep trying, and never let failure stop them.